Hi, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. We're just going to wait a few more minutes for participants to trickle in. So this webinar is part 2 of our WFM Onboarding Series, and it's focusing on reporting and forecasting fundamentals. If you've already been to our part 1, thank you. And for a disclaimer, you do not need to watch our part 1 to assist or understand the part 2, so no worries there. If you wish to have a look at the first part of the onboarding series, the recording is available on our web Bevy page, along with other previous webinar recordings as well. So please do not hesitate to check this one out. Okay, so I will be your host for today's webinar. My name is Eddy Priore, and I'm a principal WEM specialist. I'm joined by Teresa today, who is part of our WEM success team as well. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen quickly. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. So this is part 2, Zendesk WFM reporting and forecasting fundamentals. This is us. And while we are waiting for other participants to join us, please do let us know, first of all, where are you joining us from? It is 2 p.m. here in Lisbon, Portugal, and we're hoping to have people from different continents and different countries joining us for sure. And what is your go-to beverage to enjoy while you're at work? Feel free to comment on the chat. As for me, I'm having a coffee this afternoon. I don't know if it's to wake me up. I think I'm probably completely woken up by now. And also, I do not drink caffeinated coffee. I only drink decaf. So maybe some of you may think, what's the point? The answer is I don't really know. I just like the taste of coffee, but then decaf is enough for me. So I can have as many along, during the day, and I'm not being hyper or anything. So it's all good for me. So I know that we have some coffee lovers here. So thank you so much. Energy drinks as well. What's yours, Teresa? Do you have a favorite beverage
Well,
that
I
you
would
drink?
say coffee. Yeah, I do
Ooh,
like sometimes I get picky with coffee. I'm into like specialty coffee. So sometimes I can get very thoughtful about it. But yeah,
nice.
I would say coffee. Yeah.
Perfect. We're not alone. I think we're a cohort of coffee lovers here. Okay. So while we're getting ready, today's goal is to set up your setup and understand your forecast and share some best practices in terms of reports, both what's available in real time and also best practices in terms of historical reporting that is available on your WFM tool. So we will view all of these different features today, agent activity, agent status, etc. And these are a guideline as to how long more or less we will spend on each feature. As disclaimer, this is just as a guidance. Please feel free to ask any question that you may have about any other feature on the tool as well. We are both here to help you. This is your space. So these features will be very much demoed. However, if you have a question about any other topics, WFM topics, please feel free to use the Q&A section, which is located at the bottom of your screen. So Q&A, and then please ask your question, and we will be able to answer either in writing or live during the webinar. Okay. Oh, milkshake. That's nice. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so let me share again my screen. So we have coffee, Red Bull, coffee. Yeah, I think we have coffee is the clear winner here.
Yeah.
That's good. Caffeinated, decaffeinated, maybe that's a topic for another webinar, maybe. Okay, so let's jump right into it. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. Can you let me know if this is okay? If this is big enough? If that maybe we need to make it a little bit bigger or less? Yeah?
Yeah, I think that should be fine. But let
Okay.
us know in the chat if you prefer to see it bigger.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So the great thing about your WFM tool, and if you are new, if you've just signed up to WFM, welcome. If you're new to the tool, the great thing about the tool is that from the get-go, out of the box, you have a wealth of information that is going to be available to you at your fingertips without any configuration necessary at all. So if you've just plugged in the WFM tool, if you've downloaded the app, you should have a list of agents that are being synchronized into the tool with real-time tracking already on. So the list of your agent is here, and the list of agents can be grouped by group. If these are grouped by group, these are the Zendesk default group from your agents. You can also search by team, by location, which are ways of grouping that is specific to this tool. And you can also set a viewing all agents. Now here, and whether this is your agent activity, agent attendance, or agent status features, all the information that you are seeing here is updated and synchronized every 30 seconds. So this is really real time, as real as it can get. And so here, you can follow the actual activities of all your agents in one page as it happens. So if we take the example of the first agent appearing here at the top left corner for the date of today, but you can also go to past days as well, you can see the ticket number that this person is working on. You have the timestamps as to when that activity has started, when it has ended, and the actual duration of that activity. So we can see that Doreen has spent 22 minutes and 13 seconds on that specific ticket. And that specific ticket is a ticket that has been created from a messaging channel. And you can go along and go here and see these agents actual activity, what the agent is actually doing. Now we've gone through this ticket which is not belonging to any work streams. That's the reason why it's appearing in black with a red warning sign. So in part one of the WFM tool onboarding, we highlighted the importance of workstream segmentations, which are ways for you to not only track the activities of your agent by channel, but to have a little bit more granularity, a little bit more detail, should you wish to do so, in segmenting your types of work. Here, this means that this ticket is not being captured by any of the existing work streams. What it means is that this agent is working on a ticket that is not counted into inbound volume, and it's very important for you to really have all tickets being captured by one of your existing workstream to allow us to give you relevant staffing suggestions as well. Okay, so not only will you be able to visualize your agent's actual activity throughout the entirety of the shift, but by selecting the arrow on your left-hand side, you will be able to see as well the schedule that has been created for that agent, and to compare what is the agent working on as opposed to what has um, what was the schedule planning for that, what were the types of activity planned for that specific agent. And then you have the adherence that is recalculated in real time throughout the entirety of the shift and highlighted in red when the agent is out of adherence and in white when the agent is in adherence. Now, if you have Zendesk Talk, you would have as well colors reflecting the specific talk status. And the last line is the productivity line. And here you have yellow vertical bars that corresponds to proactive actions made by agents on specific tickets. So you can see here assigned points. So the agent assigning the tickets to themselves or to any other agent within the same group. You can also have escalated points, solve point, etc. So any proactive action. If there is no blue bar, it means that time has been spent on open tickets, but no proactive actions have been made. And last but not least, when you click on the agent name here, you can have a recap on your right-hand side of all the time by paid and unpaid and segmented into the different channel. So all the accumulated time per agent per work stream, as well as the productivity breakdown. You also have accumulated amount of untracked time. Let us know here if there's any question with regards to untracked time or if this needs to be deep dived on. And here what you can do is sync the clock in time for that specific agent. And you have three dots at the top right hand corner of your screen. And here you can edit this agent's activity. So you can edit the agent activity. And actually, that's not a good one because this is still an ongoing date. But if you were to go to a previous date, then you can edit any agent activity there. And you would have the recap. Is that maybe I'm missing something there? Tuesday the 14th, or maybe this is just the demo account there. Let's see if you have a recap. Yeah, maybe that's something that's not quite right here. But if you, yeah, 2 a.m., no. If you go to a previous date, then you would have the list of all the activities made by that agent, and you have the opportunity to edit the agent's actual activities there. Bearing in mind that work streams cannot be editing to any other type of task. Now, what you can do as well with that page, you can use the zoom in and zoom out. So sometimes, for example, here it gets very granular and it really follows agent's activity, to minutes and seconds. So you can go and zoom in or zoom out to have a little bit more information. There we go. You can go to past dates, and you can also export manually all this information in a CSV format. You can also extract this information via API, and you can have all of this information automatically extracted as well. Okay, now on top of agent activity, we also have two other real-time features called agent attendance and agent status. So let's have a look at agent attendance first. Here, as per the name, it gives information in real time with regards to attendance. So you have a series of metrics here, and you can see the scheduled time, the time that is scheduled, so the duration of the shifts, the time where agents have logged in and logged out. If agents have been logged out in the middle of their shift, then you will have several login times and logout times as well. The duration of the time logged, any unpaid breaks duration here, and information about lateness and overtime there. So you can visualize this information by group, again, by team, by location, or just having all agents. And you can export all of this information via CSV. Now, you can use the filter if you want to have a little bit of a cleaner view of this, or to really get to the team or the people that you're looking for, you can use the filter icon here at the top left-hand corner of your screen, and you can use the hide option. So you can hide agents with no schedule, and you can hide agents with no activity. You can select specific location. So maybe we're going to select a mayor. And then the same, you can select specific team or specific groups. And that allows you to get to the information that you're looking for. And I'm going to go quickly here to, if there's no question, the number 66 here refers to the number of agents that are currently connected. Okay, or connected, logged in. Now, the third real-time feature is called agent status. And the difference between activity and status is that you're going to have as well real-time information that is displayed in a different format with regards to talk status here. So you have information here whether or not um, if you're using Zendesk Talk, your agents are connected, and if they're in a specific talk status, and if so, which one. And also you have adherence information that is displayed in another way that allows you to take action on the go. So here again, updated every 30 seconds. You can group by team, location agents the same. This number as well is the number of your agents that are currently logged in or connected. And here you have a quick view, and you can see that the information changes as I'm talking. You can see per team here who's working on what. So who is on voice, who is on messaging, who's working on ticket, which ticket number that corresponds to. And something that I forgot to mention in the agent activity feature is that you can click on the ticket number here, and it will direct you to the actual ticket, which is something that you can do as well with on agent activity. You can click once and you can choose to open the ticket. So you can always click on the go and open the ticket to see what's going on. So the ticket numbers here, activity duration, how long have they been working on that specific tickets? Is this in or out of adherence? And if it's out of adherence, you can quickly see, okay, the planning was to, oh no, there was no schedule. So well, that's a good example. So let's use as well the filter icon here. And let's see, agent with no schedule, no activity. Let's refresh all of this. And maybe let's select just one of the team. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so that's this team that is big. Okay, here. And then you can see, okay, who's out of adherence, who's in adherence, and how long have they been in that state. And you can use the title here to click once and to sort that information. So if you want to see, for example, who has had the lowest or highest adherence duration, where do you need to focus your attention on first? Who needs to maybe focus on another task? Then here you can sort all of this data quickly and see where your attention needs to be made first. The same for activities. Okay, who's on voice? Perfect. Who's on tier 3? And you can use as well another icon, which is located at the top right-hand corner here, to maybe remove some of the column here. If, for example, you don't have talk, then maybe you just need those 4 columns and they will do the job for you. Okay, so these are for the 3 real-time feature. And the last feature that is real-time, but which differ in the sense that it is not focused on agent tracking and agent behavior. It is more focused on how your organization is performing in real time, is the dashboard. So the dashboard allows you to follow your organization's performance. Again, it is updated every 30 seconds in the same way. And going back to your work streams, then it will allow you to follow the performance for each of the work stream or each of your Zendesk channel if you haven't created any work streams. Okay, so here you have the number of open ticket up to now. You have an average resolution time, which you've um, made a target for, and you can see whether or not how your team is performing towards the target, inbound volume and forecast, soft tickets. So let's create another one. Let's create another widget. So you can have up to, um, bear with me, you can have, so if I press cancel, you can have up to, and correct me here if I'm wrong, I think you can have up to 12 dashboards, and you can, oh, 12 dashboard, you can have up to 20 dashboards, and then you can have up to 12 widgets per dashboard. So you have plenty of options there. So let's say that for the tier 2 dashboard, so the tier 2 tickets, I would like to have another widget here. So I'm going to click on the customize dashboard icon, the pencil icon, and I'm going to click on the plus to add a widget. And I'm going to select one of the available metrics here. And do I have a first response time here? And I'm hoping that hasn't been selected. And tier 2 tickets. And then I can choose between 4 layout. I'm going to choose for a simple layout here, and I'm going to add that. No, that's okay. So here I just need to click on save layout to recalculate everything in real time. Okay. And as you can see, my first response time after assignment is the one that I've had it here, but I had open ticket, average resolution time, escalated points so far only 2, assigned point, etc. So what some of our customers do, they have screens on some of their workplace places, and they have, for example, one dashboard per type of ticket or per type of activity, which they can then display for the team to work on and for the team to keep track of their performance. There is as well another way for agents to monitor their own performance, and it's one of our newest feature that has been released not that long ago, and it's called performance boards and scorecards. So it's just here. You should have this available on your instance. If you don't, please let us know. But this is something that is extremely popular. So if you have any question about this, please shout. And I think that's it for the real-time features on the WFM tool. And I'm just going to make a quick pause and have a sip of my decaffeinated coffee and see if there's any question.
Yeah, I think we have some questions on the chat. I've managed to reply both of them, but I just wanted to clarify this one because I think might be, like another reply. But the question is from Suzanne. She asked, what events make the clock tick? For example, if the agent has a ticket open in the web browser, but only watching it. So my reply was that yes, that is what happens. So imagine that the agent is starting their day. So the first time that they are working during that day, so let's say 9 a.m. If the agent, normally what we advise is that agents click start the day on the widget that they have available in Zendesk support. But if by any reason the agent doesn't do that, as soon as the agent starts working on a ticket, that's going to automatically start the day. So this is one of the events that, let's say, starts the clock to start running, okay, and the tracking to start running. Then there are other events that can also make the track to work. It's basically when they clock into a general task, and when they are on track, which is when they are not working on tickets or they haven't clocked to any general task. So I will say like those are the 3 events that can make the clock tick. But I would say I think that according to your reply, probably is the first one. So as soon as agents, if they don't click start the day, if they start looking at a ticket, that will start the day and the clock will start. So, yeah,
Exactly.
like that.
And I hope you were able to see it with the quick demo there as well. Let us know if we've answered your question. Um, you can leave this icon here closed. Your agents do not need to manually start the day or end their day. They can just, go into their Zendesk support page, open their first ticket, and that will trigger the clock automatically. And then we have some automation. You can set up some automation at the end of their working day to clock them out automatically as well. So if you have any question about automation, let us know as well. They are very simple to set up. and they can save you plenty of time in managing your agent's activity as well. Okay. Was there any other question, or are we good to go with the reporting and forecasting?
I am replying some of the questions that
Okay.
just appeared, but I think it should
Yeah.
be, we can continue and then I will get to this.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So let's go to another section of the WFM tool, which is the ability for you to report on historical data. So as I was saying, the great thing about your WFM tool is you plug the tool in, you have a wealth of information available, out of the box. You have the total ticket time. You also have average handle time, first response time, etc. So, and all of this information is compiled into your reporting tool automatically. So the reports tool is here, the reports feature, and you have to click on the word reports to access the feature. And here you have two types of reports. You have what we call the system reports and the custom reports. The difference is that the system reports auto-feed themselves with data. All the data that you have here is automatically pulled from the features of the same name. So this data is compiled from the agent activity feature, the agent attendance feature, and the time off feature. So you don't have to do anything. That data is automatically synchronized. Here you can just so click once, select the period of time that you wish to select using the date picker at the top of your screen, and voila, your data appears. Here, what you can do is customize this data. Maybe you do not need to have all of these data points here. So what you can do is hover over the agent activity name, click on the three dots, and here you can either schedule an export or you can duplicate the template. If you duplicate the template, you can see that the template goes under the custom report template section. And from the custom section, here you can really make the template relevant for you and powerful for you and your team. So once you have this under this section, you need to select the edit icon, which is always like the blue pencil icon located at the top right hand corner of your screen. And here where you can change the name because copy is still a bit general. So we can call it webinar. We can call it webinar. Yeah, there we go, webinar. And then you can change the time zone. We have Pacific Auckland, but maybe we want to put Lisbon for this one, just for the sake of the example. You can remove some of the metrics. Maybe you do not need so many metrics, and you can remove some of this if you wish. And you can group the data in another way. So here you have it by default starting with agent name, but maybe you would like to have this by location, or maybe you'd like to have this by team first. You have time breakdown, activity type, maybe the time breakdown, you want to have this information per week, etc. So you can change everything. You can apply some filter as well. You can choose to have specific location or specific team displayed only, or just a specific agent, for example. And you can save. And that gives you your new and updated webinar template that you can export manually, that you can also extract via our API as well, should you wish to do so. Let us know if you have access to our API. If you do not, let us know as well. And you can also have a report scheduled. So if you select this option to schedule your export, you would need to click on the plus icon at the top right corner. You select, so that's the template that is automatically selected. You can put a name, I don't know, Monday, Monday schedule. And then you can select the recipient. And the recipient, you can select multiple recipients. So you can have, if you're the admin and you wish to send your team leaders a report on attendance or an activity for the past week every Monday morning at 8, then you can make it recurring. and you can make it every day or every week, etc. And you can have this fall every Monday. Then you can say schedule the CSV export. So that's a very handy option here that is well loved by our customers. So let us know how that goes, and if that's useful for you as well. So this is the same for agent activity. You have agent attendance, which is all about attendance with attendance attendance duration, attendance rate, and also you have lateness, occupancy rate, overtime, etc. And you have the same for time off with metrics specifically pulled from our time off section. Now on the custom template, so these are the ones that already exist on the system, but you can also choose to create your own custom reports with a wider range of metrics available to you. So to do so, you would select the plus icon at the top right hand corner of your top right of your first column here. So let's be very original and call it webinar again. And have our time zone applied. I don't know, maybe that's a mental thing. I prefer to have my time zone applied. Okay, so here you have a lot of metrics. You have many, many metrics that are available to you. Some of these metrics will be similar to metrics that you may find in Explore as well. Other metrics will be completely new and will complete your overall assessment of your workforce. And other metrics will have another name as well and another calculation. So those metrics here that you find on this tool have been specifically designed for workforce management and are very much agent-centric. So you have points metric and you have time metrics. This is the main differentiation that we do for our metric. Points will give a points to agent according to specific action. So you can have escalated points, for example, or reopen points as well. And you have such things such as paid time versus productive time. You can track the number of public comments or private comments per agent. You have in and out of adherence time. You have number of ticket shots. You have a lot, many, many metrics that you can mix and match, and you can group in exactly the way you wish. So let's say for the sake of the example, let's have attended point, which is a good example actually of a workforce metric design. Attended point is a metric that involves several types of actions spent on ticket from agents. So it's really aimed to give you the amount of effort that an agent has spent on a ticket. So it will count actions such as assigning the ticket to themselves or sending a public comment and a private comment. So if you wish to know, okay, how much work has been done from an agent towards ticket today, then you can have a look at attended points, and that will give you a sense. If you wish to know what type of work has been done per ticket, then you can have a look at handled points as well. It's a little bit more precise metrics there as well. But there's many there. So let's say, yeah, public comments, I don't know, soft points. Yeah, reopen points is a good one as well. Bounce points as well, or bounce rates. These are metrics with regards to spending time on ticket and not necessarily making any proactive actions on tickets. Ticket time, unproductive time, untracked time. That's a good one, untracked time. Okay, so let's select these ones. And then typically you would like to have this per, let's say, location, and then agent, and then let's say, well, you can have a list of ticket ID. You can have a ticket status. What else? I'm gonna use activity type there, and then you can use the filter. I'm just going to leave it as is for now, but you can go back and apply the filter should you wish to do so. Okay, and you can see that the results are instantly showing for the period of time that you've previously selected. So, but you can go back, you can go back in the past to have a lot of information there. Oh, I have forgot average handle time. Average handle time, why not? We have to have first response time and average handle time then. And you can type as well, should you wish to. Okay, and average handle time, perfect. So here you have lots of information there already. You can, so we have by location, you can drill down into any location and you have the list of agents, and then you can drill down for day, for example. Okay, so that's the number of attended point, that's per channel, per work stream, the average handle time per type of work. So if you do not have any work stream, this will be by channel, so voice, tickets, and chat. Here we have segmented a little bit further the type of ticket, and we can see that 10 minutes is spent on average for ticket tier 2 and only 8 minutes for ticket tier 3. So there's a lot of things that you can do with that reports. It can get highly addictive. That's my disclaimer. But please feel free to play with it and let us know how you get on. Quick pause here before I go to the forecast, which is our last feature for today.
Yeah, so I'm just going to read out loud a question here about, it looks like the data is cumulative only. Is it possible to see by day or trends?
You can. So by day, you can use, so if you go back here with the edit button, as an attribute, as a way of grouping the data, you can group by time breakdown. And when you select time breakdown, it adds another layer for you to segment your time to your data into the period of time that you wish. And here, your data will be showed by day, by daily increment. So if we, let's have a little bit of less, time frame here from the 1st through to the 15th, Europe, and let's look at Dave again. And here you will have every day of the week up to the 15th with the corresponding metrics. And there was by day and there was by trends. Was this part of the question? So I'm not sure what does that mean? Do you maybe I'm missing something here by trends? Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, let us know on the comments, and
Yeah,
then we can follow up with it.
by trends is maybe historical data. You could have some trends, but yes, let us know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean there.
Yeah, Tiffany mentioned that it's that was helpful. So yeah, that replied to the question.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So if we do not have any more questions, let's go to forecast. And I've been mentioning the work stream several times, and I feel that we need to have a quick stop by with the work streams there, because really this is the cornerstone of the tool. So just going to do a quick digression and go to workstream. And to do that, then I can use the shortcut. So if you want to go anywhere within the tool, you don't remember where things are, that happens to us every day as well. So nothing to feel ashamed of. You can use our short keys and with the and type command plus the letter K or control plus the letter K, depending on which type of computer you're using. So here you must have like a drop-down menu appearing in the center of your screen, and you can type work streams, and that will redirect you to the actual page. Now, workstream is where you can segment your type of works should you wish to do so. By default, you have your three Zendesk channel, ticket, chat, and voice. And here you can segment further your types of work. So I'm going to give you the example of ticket tier 1 here. That's a combined one. Perfect. So this one, which you would give a name. And here you segment your types of work following conditions. So the condition for a ticket to be accounted into the ticket tier 1 workstream is that it belongs to the group tier 1. So that's fairly simple. And here with the preview button, you can see, okay, how many tickets of this type are matching these conditions over the last 30 days. And that is going to be the base for your forecasted inbound volume, which gives me a perfect segue for your forecast feature. So if we go to your forecast, you can see that your forecasts are based on the work streams that have been created. So ticket tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and voice. And we have a folder here as well for billing and messaging. So your inbound volume that you can see on the first charts at the top of your screen is the number of time each ticket is matching the condition that you have set in your different work streams. So let's say ticket tier one, that's the inbound volume here. So that's the dark blue. I think that's this one, the not the combined one, but this one here. And this represents the number of times that ticket have matched those conditions. Now you can visualize the inbound volume on your charts here just by hovering over your charts. And you also have a table underneath which you can expand to see the actual numbers. By default, your inbound volume and your staffing requirement page will be displayed in a weekly view. Um, I think this is a preference set by default because weekly view is great to highlight trends. However, you could change the view and go to a daily view. So let's try and do that. Perfect. And we're going to tomorrow. Okay, so that's fine. So if we go maybe to today, okay, so here, okay, see today, and then you can see tomorrow, and you can go day by day like this as well. You can open the two table to see your inbound volume and your required staffing. Now, a little bit of an overview there. So you have your work streams on your left-hand side. You can create a folder if you wish to have your work streams within the same folder. The advantage is if I deselect those ones, you can see the combined volume of both work streams showing on the charts. But you also can, if you hover over each name here and you click on the eye icon, you can see as well each volume appearing on the chart. So you can have both. You can have the combined, you can have each volume as well. But that's one of the main benefit of having a folder here. So you just click here, add folder, and then you would drag and drop the relevant work stream to be taken into account in the folder. To visualize the inbound volume for a certain work stream, as you've seen, you just need to select. So if I only want to have a look at tier one and tier two for now, that's what I can do here. You can, so if you see those icons here, it means that inbound volume has been manually adjusted. So it means that there has been some type of manual adjustment made to your inbound volume. If there's no icon, it means that this is just the algorithm doing its magic. So for each and every single one of your work stream, if I select the name here, you have a series of options that appear on your right-hand side. The first one is the historical volume. You can choose whether tier one ticket is going to be used by pulling from your Zendesk data. And if so, you can choose to select all the available data from the last 2 years. That's the maximum that can be used. Or if, for example, you are one of those lucky people that is experiencing an exponential growth at the moment and only wants to take historical volume for the past 3 weeks, then you can choose to ignore some historical data prior to a specific date here, save, and that will recalculate your inbound volume for you. So that's the first option that you have. And this is something that you can check for each and every single one of your workstream there just by clicking on the name. The second one is the algorithm. So on top of your inbound volume that is pulled from Zendesk or not, oh yeah, and that's the other thing that I wanted to say. If it's not Zendesk, then you can open the drop-down menu and you can import your own data. If you import your own data, you will have a template that will be available straight away that you can download, and it's a CSV file. And we also have a help center article just to give you some step-by-step instruction should you wish to select this option. If that option is interesting to you, let us know, and then we can put that as well on the chat. Okay. The second option is the algorithm. So according to your historical data, an algorithm has been selected by default for each of your work stream here. Here you can see that for ticket tier one, the profit algorithm has been selected by default. Um, if you open the drop-down menu, you can see that we have a range of different algorithms that you can choose from and that you can choose to activate and regenerate your data. Now, it is all down to how you would like to your data to be displayed. How would you like what would you like your forecast to look like? So, and how is your historical data? You know, do you have consistent historical data, or have you had periods where you've had very low data? Is your business seasonal? What kind of seasonality is that? Is this a weekly seasonality? Is this a yearly seasonality? What does that look like? Is it just a couple of hours? Is it a week long, etc.? How would you like to visualize your forecast? Would you like to have like a 12-month um, overview? Do you need to see the entirety of the next year, or would you be happy just seeing the next 3 months? That is going to affect as well the algorithm, your algorithm selection. Statistical algorithm, for example, LSTM, are good for short-term data visualization. They take the last few weeks of historical data and they can pull up to the next 8 weeks. And for example, profit on euro profit is very good for longer term data visualization, where you need to have the full year with seasonality. But as you can see, we have, sorry, that's the 8 week, yes, 8 week average momentum, the statistical one. But we have a wide range of algorithm. So feel free to play around and see which one is more relevant for your historical volume and the way that you'd like to visualize your forecast. Okay. Then the next two options here are whether or not you would like to, there is something that will happen in your business or in your industry or in the world that will affect your business, but there's nothing on the historical data that the algorithm could have picked up from. So for example, you know that there's a marketing campaign that's going to take place next month and you are expecting a surge in your booking. You can add this manually and let us know. So to add this, you would select the plus here. You would have the time. You can be very precise down to the hour. And you can say, okay, I'm expecting a 10%, or I'm expecting, the actual number of the percentage here of growth. So you can use this, and you can also use excluded outlier if you wish for us not to take into account any part of your historical data. So the difference between having a date in the past, or this one is like, well, for example, I do not wish to have my data from May to June taken into account because that part was not relevant for us. Things like that. So that's for your inbound volume. And let's have a look now at the staffing parameters. So the for ticket tier one, for example, we have your inbound volume. This is based on most of the time your Zendesk data. There's an algorithm that has been applied. You may have done adjustments as well. And then based on this, the tool is going to give you a staffing suggestion for each and every single one of your work streams. Now, you can adjust your staffing suggestion by giving us manually a little bit more information and by opening the staffing parameter per workstream. So here, ticket tier one, you can specify the channel. Why? Because if you specify a channel, you can see that the metrics are going to be ever so slightly different per channel, and that the staffing requirements will differ as well. A typical example is that for email, for example, the SLA or the first reply time seems to be is typically longer, whereas for instant communication such as messaging and voice, there's an instant need for someone to be available to take a call or to reply to a message. And here you can let us know what's the occupancy rate, what's the average handle time, the first response time, your shrinkage for that type of work, minimum staffing and availability. And based on all of these criteria, once you save, the required staffing for that specific work stream will be adjusted as well in consequence. Now, as we've seen, you can check your occupancy rate for that specific type of work on your reports feature. So you don't have to guess. We have that information already on the tool, so you can create a report with occupancy rate, average handle time, first response time for ticket tier one, and you can input the value that you've had for these metrics for the past 6 months, and then you know that um, you are accurate in your assessments. Your minimum staffing will not influence your required staffing here, but it's just a way for you to indicate that you would like 2 people scheduled for that type of work, regardless of your inbound volume. And the availability these are your business hours. When is your business open? Or typically for your calls, when are your phone lines open? And it's you requiring us to share staffing suggestion only when your phone lines are open. So these are a lot of information. I'm going to take a quick pause here, and I can see that we have 9 minutes left now in this webinar. So maybe we can dedicate those 9 minutes to answer any question that I left answering.
Yeah, so we had a question from Suzanne that she was asking like a clarification about what work streams are. She said, if I understand it correctly, a work stream is basically a predefined filter. So I don't know if you want to expand a bit on that.
Yeah, so this is a great question. Thank you, first of all. So a work stream is, I think the best definition that we've come up with in the team is it is a type of work that your team is performing. It's a type of work that your agents are working on, and maybe that's what you mean by filtering as well. Um, but it's basically by default, as I was saying, you have voice, just tickets, and chats. And this is a way for you to go further. So let's take an example and say that you have teams working all around the world with specific skills. And you would like to have staffing suggestions on those specific skills because you want to know, how many people speaking Spanish do you need to hire for next year? So this is a way for you to segment your types of tickets. And you can say, okay, I'm going to have ticket Spanish, ticket English, and ticket Romanian, for example. And you have a set of conditions to help you just do that. And you can segment either by group, by tag, by brand, and by form. And with that, not only can you have more granular uh, staffing suggestion, but you can also create schedules for your staff with those specific types of work. So scheduling people only to work on Spanish ticket as opposed to Romanian ticket, for example. And you can also, on your reports feature, you can see, okay, what's the average handle time for my Spanish tickets versus my Romanian ticket? Which ones are maybe take longer for my agent to solve and which one are more complex or which one would I need more staff for? Um, Let us know if that answers your question.
Yeah, I also want to clarify because I hear that there's sometimes when it comes to the work stream as well, there is like no good or wrong in terms of how many work streams or how you want to segment, because I think this is like particular for each business or each contact center. You might want to only have ticket, chats, and voice because this is like the skills that your agents have. And also think that the work streams that you set up are the ones that are going to appear here on the forecast page, and those activities are going to be used for scheduling purposes. So also you can think about, this is why Elodie was talking about skills. Maybe you have agents that they have different set of skills, and you want to make sure that you forecast for those skills so you can understand how many people you have to hire for that specific thing or not. And then specific people can be scheduled for those activities, right? So it's not mandatory to segment. It depends on what is the outcome that you want and what you need, okay?
Awesome. And whilst on the subject of workstream, just a quick reminder, the most important is to uh, not to have no work streams or another message which is called multiple work stream. Avoid these two at all cost, and it means that you've done a good job at segmenting your work streams.
Yeah, now that we are in the work stream page, there is another question
Yeah.
related to work streams that I think it's important. So in the condition tabs, I'm trying to add multiple brands under the meet all of the following conditions. But I'm getting an error saying that the first two fields must be different from other conditions. So I will say that you should try to add, when you want to add different brands, to add them under meet any of the conditions instead of meet all. Because if you look at a ticket can only have a brand or a ticket group, one per ticket at a specific moment. Okay, so if you want to include two brands or more than one brand or more than one group on the workstream conditions, you have to use the any conditions. Hope that makes sense.
Let us know. Let us know if it works. So it literally means that that ticket has to have brand A or brand B to be captured by the specific workstream that you've created.
Yeah.
And then you can always, once your workstream conditions are set up, always recalculate or preview. See if you have the expected kind of inbound volume for that type of tickets there. Okay. Any other question about work streams? Great topic.
Yeah, I mean, it's the base of the tool, so it is an important topic as well. Let me check here if there was any other question. I think I replied all of them. But if
Okay.
I missed anything, please send it again so we can reply that.
So there's 3 more minutes. Those webinars as well are here. If you have any other questions, it doesn't have to be a question about the features that were demoed today. We are here to help you, so feel free to ask any question about any parts of the tool for sure. And there's no silly question at all. So don't be shy. Okay. Okay. Right. I don't think we have any other questions. Oh, good. Well, if everything's okay for everyone, then we can have all 2 minutes back into our lives to enjoy our beloved coffee. So thank you everyone for joining this webinar. This was part 2 of the webinar. Um, and next week there will be a webinar about QA, quality assurance. So don't miss that if you have or if you haven't QA. And the week after, there will be part 3 of your onboarding session, WFM onboarding session. And that will be all about your schedules. So how to create your schedules, generate your schedule, edit, bulk edit, trade shifts, time off, etc. So a very busy session as well. Don't miss it. Thank you so much for joining us today and have a great day, everyone. Bye.